Wow. Well, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. Welcome,
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen, to episode. Well, before we turn up, Shawty, I gotta listen to. It's been some litigation that's coming out. Oh, Aubrey Graham. Aubrey Graham. Aubrey Graham. Did you listen to that new Kendrick?
absolutely. I, see, I want to hear your opinion before I get into mine.
Me? Well, I'm part of the
Yeah, because
Kendrick, the Kendrick hive. So I enjoy looking at the like in the video he just released. I enjoy looking for the little what is it, screen
Easter
crush, the
eggs.
Easter eggs. I enjoy that. I enjoy trying to figure out like, oh, he kind of told you who he was talking to without telling you who he was talking to, and then I enjoy the artistic piece. Um, what I've noticed the difference between in this whole entire beef is there's a different level of artistry. Drake is a really good rapper. Like the fact that you said, hey, he might be able to talk trash, but none of y'all can't, is so true. Because can't none of y'all say nothing. But
No, that's where my frustration lies.
this right
It's
here, oh, I'm gonna keep it
the
at
Charles
Kendrick.
Barkley in them.
I ain't worried about that. This right here, Kendrick, in terms of the art that he's doing, is like that little snippet. Like he's kind of got his playbook now. I will say he's got his playbook. He runs the same play every time, but he just switching out the players. He's like he upgrade every time. I like the album. It's hell. Well, I ain't even gonna call it an album. I don't think it's an album. I think it's an EP. And this is hella West Coast. I mean, some of the stuff is West. Everybody from California loves the songs that I don't. I ain't really. That ain't for me. That ain't for my demographic. But everything else, whew, the commercial hits is fire. The intro sets the tone for everything. The intro and then follow up with Squabble Up is just it's a fire. It's fire.
That squabble. Woo! Let me go ahead and tell y'all that's the opener for the playlist. I, I I'm a big fan of both. I don't want to be in either hive or subset or group or navy or any of that. Um, there are a couple things that I've noticed. Number one, that whacked out mural squabble up. The ones that he picked that I think are more, like you said, more for the entire country, haymakers.
Oh my god! Like six, seven. I think I counted like seven or eight. That's like not really California based. Like it's California based, but it's not California there. The ones that's like commercial, I was like, boy, this
But
better
see,
not.
that's the other part that what I really think that makes Drake. I don't want to say he's the best artist, but he's given us
No,
the
I
most. He's
but
given us the most amount of good music out of the people who we put in that category. But that's where Drake to me shines. Is his B sides are he has an elite class of B sides. He has more classic B sides than really any other rapper that I know. And anybody who want to put a B side challenge up against Drake, I got Spotify and I got the time.
I think Jay-Z
Uh,
probably is probably in there. Wayne is just out of sheer volume is
yeah.
there. Um,
But the other part is like you're right. Drake lost. I'm not gonna sit up here and be like some of these people who I know who are like, oh no, 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 no. But I respect Drake because he said something to the boogeyman. When the rest of y'all get real quiet and y'all won't say nothing, and this is still a competitive sport.
well,
Every boogeyman, he might have taken the L, but at least he showed up for the fight. The rest of y'all letting, and it's kind of getting, it's frustrating me because y'all just let Kendrick talk crazy and nobody gonna say nothing to him. Like
It's
Hey,
true,
man,
but I
y'all
mean,
just,
he got on nervous. But also, so okay. You respect Drake. What you think
I
about
don't
him
like
filing
that,
a?
dog. Wait,
What you
hold on,
think
hold
about
on,
Drake
hold on.
filing that? Go ahead.
Hold on. We play basketball, dog. Just because you the best dude at the court don't mean, and you might beat me. But let me tell you, roll the ball out, check ball. We got to get back to the check ball
All right, I
lifestyle.
agree.
Now they be like, oh no,
Go to
Uncle
boxing.
Kenny
Do a
did
better
what he
boxing.
did.
Do a better box. Do boxing. Do boxing. Do
No,
sensei.
because
Because Drake called him out for 10 years. In 10 years, 10 to 13 years,
I
he told
like
you,
that.
hey, chill out. Leave me alone.
Same thing Charles Barkley did with Jordan. He said, I got to see for myself. I got to the dream team and I had to call my daughter and I just told her, hey, maybe I'm not the best basketball player. But he laced him up and put it on the court. Y'all
Oh,
talk. Everybody's, wait. Oh, no. Like,
that's not Cole. That's not J. Cole, is it? No, that's Jeff Cole.
no.
Okay.
It's a guy. It's just a guy who does like mock-ups and stuff.
Okay.
No,
Good.
but I respect Drake because he's the entertainer guy. He's a child actor. He's the guy who said, well, if none of y'all gonna say nothing to him, I'll do it. He's really the Apollo Creed of all of this. Because as much as I love Kendrick,
This is a biased look. I don't think he's the
No.
Apollo Creed at all.
if not for Drake pissing Kendrick off, when will we get more Kendrick? And would it be, I'm gonna be honest, would it be Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers?
Well, so this is where, and this is not supposed to be part of the pregame, but it is now. If you look, then you get into the deep dive of when all of this stuff was shot. Like the GNX stuff, all of them pictures and stuff was shot in February, March. Right? He released all of that stuff in March. Now, I don't agree with the whole basketball
we
thing.
Seen the turnaround.
I don't think
We
the
done seen
basketball
his turn.
thing. I don't think the basketball thing is good. I think it's fine. I think he called him out. I think they've been. I think ever since the Control verse, he's been the boogeyman, and everybody's been scared to talk to him because he go direct at you, and he got flow. And then Drake just kept, subbing him, poking the bear, and he waited and waited. Now I do think he was getting his fares in order. I do think this was a long con. I do not think that he just heard first person shooter and woke up and was like, all right, bet, let's go.
Oh no. He has a disdain for Drake, and he's had it for a while. And I don't have an issue with that either. I don't have to like you. You don't have to like me. That's cool. But I don't like now how everybody's like, oh, look at Drake. Well, somebody else say something to him then. Are y'all scared?
So how you feel about him filing a lawsuit against Kendrick or against against Universal Music Group, the one that paid him whatever amount of money he was talking about, 600 million, 400 million, whatever?
That's a very tricky situation because it's nuanced. Because I do understand. I do understand how that looks. You the feds. You call the police. You was getting whooped.
You called the police on your boss. That's your boss.
Nah, no. Lucian is his boss. But within that, the music industry is also very weird right now. And I can understand how this new music reorganization is.
It's definitely a fight. It's definitely a fight.
It's some collusion and all of that. Like just like in every other industry, it's people behind the scenes getting into things. Oh, Jack Dorsey from Square is in this. Like there are multiple
million. We can't fathom how much money he talking about.
Exactly. So that's the reason I know that people don't like that, and they like, oh, look at him, and he's gonna wear the memes for it. But I mean, if you watch the music industry for the last 2 years, there's some funny business going on for sure.
Well, the way Kendrick's portraying it is that Drake is part of the funny business. Kendrick is using Drake as a symbol, and he is. You don't like me, I don't like you, and you represent everything I hate. You not everything I hate. I'm super pro black. I'm from the land of the Black Panthers. You cosplaying. He's attacking him on multiple fronts.
But this is the thing. Why did y'all let him cosplay in this what y'all consider so sacred? Y'all all made music with him. You know how I feel about stuff like that. Either you rock with me or you don't. But don't get
that's why you gotta respect Kendrick. Whatever happened around 2011, he said, I don't fuck with y'all. I don't fuck with you at all.
And that's how I feel about people. When I'm done with you, I wash my hands. We good. And you'll never see. That's the reason. People be like, oh, no, I don't want you to think that we associate with each other. I don't like you and you don't like me. That's that simple.
Yeah. So to bring it back full circle, go ahead.
I do think that Kendrick is playing the same games that Drake is playing. It's just that people like Kendrick and don't like Drake right now. It's the popularity
thing. I don't think so. If you what you take for face value is true, you would. I can only assume through the lens that I see, and I acknowledge that I'm Kendrick biased. I think you're Drake biased, but I acknowledge. I don't think Kendrick has said over and over, I just came to rap. I want to leave y'all alone. Like, I ain't really tried to do nothing. I stayed inside my house. He said it. I stayed inside of my house. Y'all still talk about me. Like, there's a whole lot of stuff going on.
Don't do that either now, Kendrick. You shooting. That's what I don't like. Just say I was with it now.
He did say I was with it. He kept telling you, dog, now when I go, I'm going to go. And he warned you.
But this is the thing. He also said, I'm in the house, bro. You was outside enough.
No, he wasn't. Where'd you see Kendrick? You saw him in Africa.
Okay, when I say outside, I'm talking about on the bars. You took your shots at people.
No, he didn't. He took every shot was at Drake. Everything. Every shot was at Drake. There was no other. So Big Sean caught one bar after that, and that was it. If you
shooting at me, then don't be like I was in the house. No, you was in the house shooting at me.
No. You were shooting at me, and I warned you stop shooting.
It was a mutual shooting.
It was not a duel. I don't think Kendrick was shooting. I think he was warning the whole time. He said, "Leave me alone. Stop playing with me before I put you in a song." Is what he said.
You know what the difference between shooting and warning is? It's winning. Because if Drake wins, I was warning you, and I shot you. It's literally whoever wins. Whoever wins is the warner. I told you I was gonna shoot you dead.
Drake said, "Come on out," and then I mean, we already talked about it in the whole thing, but I told y'all once Family Matters was his red button. That was the red button. He thought he caught him, and I was like, "Boy, I hope you're right."
Hey, and let's say this: Atlanta, New York, Texas, and nobody else. Y'all just gonna let Kendrick just be the man, and y'all not finna. Is this no longer a competitive sport? Is this not what we do this for? Or are y'all conceding that he's just the best and y'all scared?
Yes. I mean, people have conceded that Drake was the best and they were scared, aside from Kendrick for 2009, 2015 years.
That's even more embarrassing. He's the guy who's disingenuous, inauthentic, and cosplaying. And y'all let him set up and wreck shop for 20 years and y'all didn't have a mumbling word. Did it sound like everybody not named Kendrick or Drake or
Sauce Walker? Sauce Walker shot at him. He's just.
I like Sauce.
He was boxing. His arms are too short.
Sauce is another guy who that's the part that I've learned about music is you're like when people like you, then it's cool. When they don't like you, then you suck. Your music never changed. It's just the popularity ebbs and flows.
Yeah, I think you're not great. I look at it as you're graded on the curve. I think Drake has put out slaps and mid, and I think his music has changed, rightfully so. He actually explains it in his music. He's like, dude, they're asking me to put out 100 songs a year. Like you're asking me to do something that's almost impossible. So he explains part of it, but so there's stuff that you don't like.
On me.
Well,
y'all leaning on me for the slaps. That's the only thing. As much as you can like Kendrick, and I'm a big Kendrick fan. I might have been a Kendrick fan pre-Drake.
No,
I have to go back.
Drake came out before Kendrick. You couldn't have been.
I have to go back and look to solidify because it's close.
They came
for
out
me.
at the 2009 is when they both debuted. They both like hit the scene, but Drake had like he was like Kendrick was more into lyricism. Drake was a whole new entity.
You're right, but my cousin Tommy is like I remember we were at it was like a family reunion or something. He was like, "No, I need you to listen to this dude." And High Power was the song.
Oh yeah. See, I was on Kendrick Lamar OD. Shout out to Louisiana, bro. They put me on Kendrick Lamar in 2010, 2009. Kendrick Lamar OD and Overly Dedicated.
So I picked them up at the same time.
No, I found out about Drake at Hampton. Probably I found out Drake a year before Kendrick. I know exactly. Shout out to Dana Farr. Dana Farr put me on Drake.
See, I was 2008. I gotta go back and look.
That's exactly what
I don't remember no Drake from college.
2008. 2008 is when the Trey Songz, because Trey Songz from Virginia, the West, we got that early. That was the end of y'all college career, and then 2009.
2009. It was 2008, 2009. I remember what song it was. It was brand new. That was the first Drake song with him and Lil Wayne. But I don't know when that came out. Jeez. But yeah, either way.
But back to the album. I like the album. I like it.
2009.
It's fire to me. He set the tone. Let's see. I really like Hey Now. It's so West Coast. It's so West. He's in the underground of LA. Like LA is known for that rapping off beat stuff. Like that weird rapping off beat. Like they got that. That's them. And they
Silk the Shaka. No, that's the Silk the Shaka first. Or no. E40. I give it to E40.
That's what he's rapping like. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about. That's E40. Now
stylistically, well, no, I can't. I mean,
but then the production, that production's crazy. That's big budget production. Interpolate Pac, Nas, SWV. I can't even name the other ones. There's like 3 or 4 more, and it's like, damn.
I'm so mad at Luther though. Luther has so much. I was about to. That was gonna be mine right there. You know, good.
Oh, with Future, you want to add Future to Luther?
Man, I want to take SZA off. I want to take Kendrick off, and I want Dirty Sprite Future on Luther. I could have wrote that song. Man,
if Future ain't got him start talking in the media, he might have been on the remix.
I don't think that Future's wrong in what he's saying.
He said, "I didn't know that it was a diss track." Well, you had to clear it. You had to clear it for it to come out.
Yeah, I mean, no. There's also a point where you don't have to clear it. Somebody gonna clear it on your behalf.
Yeah, Future. They weren't gonna let that not come out. That was $100 billion song, $100 million song.
You the artist, not
$100 million verse.
Bro, respect.
$100 million verse. That was $100 million verse.
They told you. You lucky they told you. They could have just put it out. Found out. You could have found out on the radio like me and you, like everybody else. Congratulations, but Future. But I do get where Future like, hey man, y'all keep talking about big threes, and I'm standing here.
No, we're not talking about that type of big three. You pause. You're not in the lyrical conversation at all. This is all about lyricals.
Yes, lyricals is cool, and honestly, you nerds, that's fine. But when it really comes to slaps, who y'all talking to?
That's not the conversation. You changing the conversation is who's the best 3 rappers. You're never gonna put Future in the GOAT of rapping ever. You'll put him in the GOAT of being an artist. You'll never put him in the GOAT of rapping.
I'm not putting him in the GOAT of rapping. But in rap during this time period, this last 10 years, you put the last 10 years of Future versus the last 10 years of Kendrick.
Every album that Kendrick has came out with is better than Future. He's better a rapper. He's better lyrically. He's better. Now, Future has a crap ton of club great culture hits, but they not, well, for me, I'll just say for me, he's not a better rapper. He's He's not.
He may not be a better rapper, but my influence on the rap industry,
That's a different conversation. That's a different conversation. It's a different conversation.
Like
that's why you're not. That's not the big
stronghold-
three conversation. That's not the big three conversation. The conversation, because then you got to throw in like Kanye. You got to throw in different rappers and produce. You got to throw in a whole lot of people if you go talk about anything outside of the actual ability of rapping. If you throw everything else in there, then yeah, Future's gonna. But that's not the conversation.
Well, then I mean, then if I'm gonna say best rapper, then you know my answer. It ain't neither of y'all three. But once again, if y'all are inviting Drake to the best rapper category, then he's already. That should have never been a conversation for Kendrick.
Kendrick said it was never a conversation. He literally said, "I've been better than you." He said that.
What I'm saying is, for everybody, so everybody else, what are y'all doing? How did y'all let Drake get to 2?
Oh, Drake he was the cheat code. I mean, again, the conversation ain't can Drake rap or not. That ain't to me. That ain't never been the conversation. The conversation has been who in my opinion is better, Drake or Kendrick.
I'm saying is, I think Drake. The rest of the Rick Rosses of the world. How did you let Drake pass you? Child actor.
I mean, child actor, correctional officer. I mean, ain't a lot of legs to stand on in that argument.
I get mad about that all the time. People just act like that didn't happen. That's a whole different conversation.
You know,
I love your music, but you are the truest imposter.
I mean, and the way he portrays it, he was in there, and then he got hooked up with somebody, and that's how he got in the game at 38, because he about 50 something now. So, like, whatever. But I mean, what I'm saying is, for the big three, the whole thing was the big three conversation. I truly appreciate everything you've done, Future. To me, you are in the conversation of like Jeezy, Gucci.
Jeezy.
That's your ability. That's your conversation when it comes to the ability to rap for me. Like in terms of where you are, Jeezy, Gucci, Future. You're the big three of them. You the best of them. But when it comes to actual rapping, you ain't in that conversation with me.
I was about to say that. Now, if we're gonna talk about a 3.
Jeezy, good. Now, in terms of sales, if you want to go to the whole thing, I don't ever want to talk about sales. The answer is Lil Wayne and Drake. And if Lil Wayne just decided to stop doing drugs for 3 years, remember he came out with like 150 songs in a year, in a year and a half.
Wayne is, but see, this is where I don't like how music is put out now. Wayne has been rapping his ass off for the last 3 years, but since people don't really.
He's old.
Lil Wayne verses.
He's old.
No, he may be old. Mm-hmm. Sure. Old.
Rakim was rapping his ass off when we were younger. He was rapping his ass off. Yeah, he was.
No. I mean, yes, correct. But when I say rapping his ass off, I'm talking about his music don't sound dated. He was just on the Tyler, Wind Blows.
He reminds me of what's the dude from Roots? Golly, from Philly. Black Thought. In terms of not ability in it, but he's entering that realm of he's older. He's a demographic. Like honestly, when the people that are younger than us that are grown remember Skateboard Wayne, they remember Rockstar, coked out, drugged out, crazy. They don't remember 500 Degrees Wayne when he was going at juvie. They don't remember Young Money, Cash Money, Young Turk, the Hot Boys. They that's just a throwback to them. They weren't born in 1999. They don't know nothing about that.
Wayne heard y'all and then had like this mystical resurgence of just
rapping his ass off. Who's been after that, rapping his ass off? Who has some good music out that don't nobody care about because they old? LL Cool J. His shit fire.
Man, hell no. I heard that LL Cool J.
He's got 3 songs.
Matter of fact,
he got 3 songs on there.
Hold on, I gotta clear out. Ice Cube. I'm talking to you. Big 3. Stop wasting these good beats.
Boy,
I heard that album.
The production is crazy.
Awful rapper now. Respect to you. And a long time ago, you used to be killer, gangster killer, all of that. Now
I just don't like what he's talking about.
No, It's bad. Cause that song, one of the songs, still made the playlist. Cause Snoop
Yeah,
ain't
that's
40.
the one I heard. We was talking about being.
It's a slap.
But he's talking about she sanctified. I was like, bro, you've been married for 40 years. Like what you
Bro,
talking?
the lyrical content, he talking about meeting somebody's parents. Bro, somebody's supposed to be meeting you.
That's what I'm saying. Like you 40 years old. But he's a But
he's
that's
not
he's
40.
He's 60.
We
But
40.
he's a storyteller rapper. So he's telling throwback stories. It's just that's not what I want to hear. Like I would rather now he's got a song where he was talking about like unity. Let's get money together. I like that song. I like that song a lot.
But these beats are really good, and it's like, hey man, let Ty Dolla get that. Don't you touch no more of them beats. Now, can you pick a beat? Oh my God! Now, I'm sure you have access to the best West Coast beat packs that are available.
Yeah, except the Drake.
But you don't need to.
I mean that
you don't need. You don't need to touch no more beats, dog. That's
Snoop
all I
and Dre about to come out. They about to cut, and they done had a couple songs. I was like, all right,
that's gonna be a much more solid project as you've seen what Snoop has done with Death Row is over the last like 2 or 3 years quietly put out really good. I told y'all when Snoop put out the album that wasn't even a rap album, just had a bunch of slaps on it, and nobody heard it. And then I went to like a Thanksgiving or something, played all the songs. Everybody was like, oh, this is good.
Oh yeah, it's on the playlist. He's got Death Row. Ironically, one of my daughters. Shout out to our executive producer. Best playlist is Doggyland on Death Row Records. It's a kid's song, and it has like 1 million plays per song.
Snoop is working. But right now, music distribution is just in a really bad place.
Well, it's a microcosm of the economy. A bunch of wealthy small groups are trying to own everything, and streaming has allowed them to do it. And Kendrick represents, to me, the antithesis of that. And I think Drake represents somebody that thought he was good, like with the music industry, and then he realized just because they paid you all that money still means you're just a high paid employee. You ain't got the freedom that you thought. And allegedly he said stuff like that in the recent past.
I think that he did, but it's the same thing of Tom Brady and Steph Curry. You win too much, people get tired of you. It's people who hate Steph Curry. How?
I don't think they hate Steph Curry. They hate Tom Brady. Drake is Tom Brady. He was winning, and you're also an asshole. Now, we also don't know what stories are true behind the scenes.
Steph not an asshole?
No. But you all not perceived as one. He's a Christian. He's a Christian. But what I'm saying is, Drake also, we don't know what he's done behind the scenes. I have not taken that lightly that nobody has come to his aid, except for Lotto and Nicki Minaj. And Nicki didn't even come. Nicki came to Wayne's aid. I have noticed that. I noticed how long. Like those are the things that.
Yeah, if you see how he gets stomped out, you finna jump in there.
So you said they scared?
No, you've been in the teen club just like me. You see 80 people. No, stop this, boy. You get stomped out next.
That's another dynamic too. Like you can't intimidate nobody either. The West Coast is in their own world. That is like that whole. They ain't no like. Oh, I'm gonna call what's his name. I ain't gonna say his name because I ain't none of that. He got pulled in Houston. He got pulled probably on the Atlanta, but he ain't got nothing in West Coast. Is his own world. But I've listened to it. I have not gone through the deep dive of the album in terms of the lyrics. I haven't had the chance. I'm probably gonna do that over Thanksgiving break. I did like the new the video that came out. That was pretty good. I liked all the stuff that he's paying homage to. Apparently, Baby King got an album coming out soon, and I'm looking for him. Now I told you, and I'm gonna say it. And I said this when all of this happened. I said, "Hey, this is a little bit too coincidental that Schoolboy Q came out with Blue Lips and it was just absolutely fire. That Kendrick just woke up and started shooting. That Ab Soul came out with an album."
They've been.
I was like, yo, this is a calculated.
SZA got one on the way too.
Not even TDE. This is a calculated West Coast seizing of the throne. I think that they saw And I don't now that Diddy stuff came out, they really may have known something was coming down. And it's like, okay, Atlanta's Atlanta, but Atlanta is kind of taking over the scene of like reality TV rap. Like we're really in there. Andre think that they no real. The lyricists are still underground. The good actual lyricists are still underground here. And then you have like New York. New York is trying to be the South.
Mike. Yeah,
he was underground. Killer Mike was underground until last year. And I'm not saying that in terms of like him. I'm just saying Killer Mike was not a global. He was more known for he's like CeeLo. He was known for Gnarls Barkley, not Goody Mob. And then you're like, oh wait, CeeLo can actually rap. Yeah, same thing with Killer Mike. Run the Jewels. He got Grammys for Run the Jewels, but didn't get nothing for rap. And now you're like, oh shit, that's a really good album.
I really wanted to see Baby Keem and Jid go at it. I really wanted that one. That's the one I wanted.
You still might. I mean, well, you probably won't now because of this whole beef. You're not gonna get the TDE versus Dreamville.
I wanted to see that. That's what I wanted to see. Give me the undercard. I know it's too much money.
I think this is a season of the throne. I think that they saw that if Kendrick came out and all of them came, and now that he came out with this West Coast album with all of them dudes, I ain't gonna listen to half of them. But like the dude that was singing, I was like, oh, he's Nate Dogg. Like it's basically he's trying to be style like Nate Dogg.
See, but this is the thing. This is not a season of the throne. Y'all can lean. Kendrick has won. Kendrick got a W. The rest of y'all finna have to get it out the mud.
I think TD. I think SZA. I don't know the way that he's moving, and I leave it there.
She was already gonna win though. It was
the way that he's moving. It's like he's trying. Like he did the Love Letter, the Heart Part 6. Well, Heart Part 6 because Drake did the Heart Part 6, so he did Heart Part 6.
Yeah.
And it was basically the love letter to TDE telling y'all, we had a heart to heart. I think something might come out of that. I think there's a whole lot of stuff.
Well, the part where they, I think, are missing the boat and will probably continue to miss the boat, unfortunately, is they don't have anybody who really makes, like, outside music. So as good as the Absol music, album is, not going to hear it outside.
Baby Keem could be that guy, but they just got to push him. They got to push Baby Keem, though, because he's the one. So all his songs slap at any day party, all of them.
But that's the reason I don't really consider this a takeover. Like a takeover is like, oh, we here, and y'all are gonna hear us, like Atlanta did when Atlanta took over, and it's like, oh my God, Gucci, Jeezy, 2 Chainz, like it's just so I'm sick of you guys. I can't escape you. West Coast, they're gonna make really good albums. But I don't know of who could just be like, I'm on the scene now and I'm not giving it back. Like we've seen so many. I think
they've had YG. YG had a good. All of his shit was slapping for like 3 hours. Yeah, 3 albums.
Oh, he makes slaps, but never has it been a point where you're like, oh, I can't go anywhere and not hear YG.
I can't believe we lost to the Mavs with no Luka. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the pregame, episode 168 of the SplashCast. I'm your co-host, Reggie. We're going to get right to it. We just had a little breakdown about the Kendrick Lamar album release. But we're going to start here, man. How you feeling today, brother?
And now I'm irritated.
Yeah, I saw that happening. Y'all know what it is when it comes to Monday Night Raw. We do the pregame. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all put a like in the chat. Like, follow, subscribe. Give us a pound. Give us a like. Let us know that you here. Also, retweet us. Repost us. We out there. Let everybody know that we here. Y'all know what it is with the pregame. We have a whole bunch of
18 and 16 and 3 turnovers, and we still lost.
He must have got nothing from the bench. But we're going to start off with the pregame.
Bogey with 18 off the bench.
We're going to start off with Kyrie at 32, 6, and 7. All right, back to the pregame. So we're going to start off with Norwood's first story.
Johnson,
Hab Tom Samuel finishes a marathon second with 1 shoe. Norwood.
Yes. So I complained about not having shoes. So I met a man with no feet. No, this man's halftime Samuel. He lost his shoe midway through a cross country race and ran with one shoe on and one shoe off. Let me tell you, they don't make nearly enough of these humans that tough because I would have quit. I don't like when I have a rock in my shoe. I don't slip down below the heel of my foot. These things will make me stop everything that I'm doing and get myself right. So I can't imagine running the second half. I can't imagine running a marathon or excuse me, a cross country race. And I'm sure not running half of this cross country race with one shoe. I'm gonna raise my hand like I did in football. I'm checking myself out.
Yeah, it's super impressive. It does help that he was running on grass. And the rest of y'all should be ashamed. But you're not gonna get no shame from me because I can't.
This ain't like grass. It's not manicured. It's rocks. It's rocks and sticks. Nah. I'm done. Lost my shoe. Lost the race. Catch y'all next go around. Or I pull a Jeffrey like the Fresh Prince and get that Uber and catch y'all at the end. Hell yeah, I'm not doing that.
In other news, Shai Ming, Nor would call this double agent. Shai Ming won a UFC contract yesterday.
She is.
With a head kick KO, and she's already a legend. The funny thing is, she's a registered doctor whose parents didn't even know she was an MMA fighter until she went viral. And she's actually really good.
You know how good you have to be at keeping secrets to have a whole professional sports career? Look at that girl. Now, I'm going to tell y'all. First of all, I want y'all to notice that lady was on the floor snoring. They say one of her nicknames is the anesthesiologist because she put people to sleep. This is wild. And imagine you dating this lady and you know she's doing both, and then you meet her parents, and right, ground and pound, and now you got a lot of her parents, and be like, "Oh, yeah, very nice lady here, Miss Ming," and she's humble.
She's like, I'm small, I have bad eyes, I don't have enough testosterone in my body, I'm overly feminine, but in the octagon, I'm the boss. When you meet somebody that ain't got no fear of nothing. Like, it's rules here, so I can just do whatever I want to. They're the worst kind of people to fight.
You're going to wake up in the ER and she's going to be the same one administering the medicine. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to check on that right there. That'd be a nightmare. I went to sleep and she was there. I woke up and she there. Why are you always in the crib? Please.
Hey, I saved you. And that's the ultimate. Hey, next time, just think before you act. Because you could be right back here again.
Don't tell me that. Don't put.
What you gonna do? You gonna stand up and try to fight again? Look at you fight.
I'll be apologetic till I get to a gun and I'm gonna shoot your ass. I'm not.
All right. You know how kung fu movies do? They catch the bullet. Now what?
We finna see, Bruce.
In other news, speaking of ops, Novak Djokovic hires a former rival, Andy Murray, as his new coach. The two shared the news in a statement explaining Murray, who retired from the competitive career after the Olympics in July, will work with Djokovic during the offseason and at least through the Australian Open. I will say I'm super surprised at this, only because I thought he was going to retire. Djokovic is old. Like, I thought Djokovic was going to retire. You got Andy Murray. I think Rafael Nadal, if he hasn't retired, he has basically cut his schedule down to nothing. Yeah. I thought Djokovic was the last one in line to retire, and the fact that he's not going to keep going is surprising.
He made $16 million last year. We'll run it back again.
And I'll pay you $1 million a year. I'll just pay you $1 million a year, and we could just put. Yeah, at this point, we're just friends playing against each other, and you tell me what I'm doing wrong. And all of this is to catch the young boy. The young boy out here killing it from Spain.
Oh, and honestly, that $15 million he made last year was his best year in 5 years. Hell yeah. No, I got one more. I'll just y'all gonna have Tom Brady me out of this. As long as I'm winning and the money coming in. And then when
Because
they
he's
ask me to
still
go to
top 5, if I'm not mistaken.
hey, when Saudi Arabia come up with a tennis league and they pay people $1 billion to go over there and serve, I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna take all of this money until it ain't no money left.
It's time for one of my toughest opponents to step into my corner. Boy, that's a throwback picture right there. That had to be like 2098, somewhere in there. No,
But I
2010.
like this because this is one of the few sports you can actually kind of get this.
Golf. I think
And
golf
you
is
think,
the same.
do you? Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I mean, it's a little different because it's not like you're gonna go caddy for the dude.
Yeah.
But for me, I mean, I like it. It's an interesting dynamic, and I'm like, does he give him everything, or does he hold back? You know, like I always think about like Jordan and Kobe and stuff like this. Like I feel like Jordan will give you a lot, but he's not gonna give you everything.
Somebody said in the comments, this reminds me of Rocky and Apollo in Rocky 3. Like, that was your fiercest opponent at first, and then finally it's like, all right, I need to beat this guy, the Russian that's going to kill me eventually later on in the movie. But you got to beat that dude. So it is dope. I don't know if anything really comes of it.
Are you telling me that we will get a collaborative album between Drake and Kendrick Lamar in 10 years?
I thought of that. I thought of, is this like a super complicated way of taking down the record labels? If Drake kind of like sacrifices himself and like they go at it and then they both say F, because now the move of him suing the record label that's paying you, that to me, that's a huge move to me. That's almost like severing ties.
I mean, Brian Flores is quietly doing it very well. Yeah, y'all went to sleep on Brian Flores through the NFL, and then he's still one of the hottest assistant coaches in the NFL.
I'm gonna tell you what won't happen with him. They ain't gonna win no playoff game. They gonna fix the game. The fix is in. Unless we get some news that that lawsuit been dropped. The fix is in. You ain't gonna go nowhere.
They gonna Kaepernick him for sure. You saw what we did to the last one. Got away with it too, if not for you meddling kids. But yeah, I mean that is a kind of good thing that you got to think about. I guess maybe one day in the future is like eventually everybody gets old, and then everybody kind of puts their differences aside. I mean, we got Nas and Hov. I mean, there's got to be room for everything eventually. Maybe
we ain't really, and that Nas and Hov. I mean, we did. They were just like, all right, we gonna be cool. I don't know if we really got Nas and Hov, because after they pieced it up, every time that Nas dropped, Hov dropped something.
Man,
for like 7 years.
Jay-Z is another person who's quietly a demon, but since he's nice and his wife is Beyonce, they don't really give him.
I'm about to say, and because he's nice, it's because his wife is Beyonce. That's why. And he just faded to the back.
He got a lot of evil passes in there too, where he be bullying people. And I think he still be using Rock Nation to bully people, but that's a different conversation for another day. 100%. Let's talk about Chris Sale.
Shout out to Chris Sale. Talk about waking up. Chris Sale was talking about retiring. He was talking about not being in the major leagues after this year. He thought this year was just going to be another mediocre. It was his kind of like last hurrah. And he goes out and has the best year of his career. He wins. I think 2 weeks ago we told y'all he should be in the Cy Young conversation after he came back from like comeback player of the year and all this other stuff because his back. I think he won a Gold Glove. So the trifecta is over. I think he's won the trifecta. I think he has won every pitching award this year, which he should.
Oh, Congrats. So we got him again for next year.
For one more year, yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. I don't know why I thought he was gone. Oh yeah, $22 million in 2025. Run it up, pay that man.
Well, the Braves, that's another conversation because the Braves are shedding salary quiet as kept. They are shedding salary.
Hey,
they ain't really signing nobody like big names yet. I heard they going after some pitchers. And I think Charlie Morton might be out of here, unfortunately.
Such
because
as
he's
life.
42. But shout out to Chris Sale, man. Well,
If we
earned.
let you play at 41, then we done our job.
Yeah. If you playing at 41 and we don't hear your name in any way, shape, or form, that means you're inconsequential. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the pregame of our deep dive of the Kendrick, our shallow dive of the Kendrick Lamar album, as well as talking about.
Nope. Stop. Not the Kendrick Lamar deep dive. Don't care about that. Go like, follow, and subscribe to the realest podcast in the world. Go listen to the playlist. It will be 36 of them things. Now, Kendrick and Drake, congratulations, but we here for the here. Reggie Norwood.
We'll be back with our HBCU news around the culture, football and basketball. Y'all stay tuned. Go get y'all a little beverage. It's Thanksgiving weekend. Some of y'all should be taking off, having a good time. Gonna be doing some traveling.
And y'all teachers out the whole week. I know y'all being irresponsible out here in these streets.
Oh man, y'all stay tuned. We will be right back. Like, follow, subscribe.
Mismanaging your lifestyle.
Wait, hold on. What should they do? Like, follow, subscribe. Thank you, my friend. Here for it.